The purpose of this media is just to give you an update as to what we've been doing since last fall. Last fall, we've had several press releases, met with members of the media in regards to the drug activity within the city. So just wanted to give you some indication of what we've been doing since. So as we've shared with you in the documents that you've received, some of the stats. Over and above our general patrol and general operations and normal arrests, we ran a special project called Project Trapper. Project Trapper resulted in, that started in November, and that went on for a 3-month period. In that 3-month period, there has been 46 arrests, and out of those 46 arrests here locally, 15 of them have been from the GTA area. So they are still a presence here, they're still active, and they are still dealing drugs in our community. So, with that said, if I could just offer that this is a result of the joint forces, which is all the Northern Police Services working together, and particularly the Thunder Bay Police Service, the Ontario Provincial Police, Anishinaabeg Police Service, as well as Anishinaabe-Aski Police Service. In this particular project, we also invited and worked with the Minister of Finance, particularly with the Compliance Branch, and they're the ones that are responsible to enforce and oversee the Tobacco Tax Act. And the reason that is that we also recognized in one of the stings that there was a great deal of unmarked cigarettes being sold within the community as well, so they were involved and they oversaw that aspect of it. So, some stats for you is that this project led to just over $270,000 worth of value of drugs seized. And I know that the police take an awful lot of criticism in regards to how that number is found and they believe to be inflated. This is the exact cost of what the vulnerable people in our community would have ended up paying for the amount of drugs that were seized here. The drugs that have been taken off the street has been 813 grams of cocaine, 774 grams of crack, 34 grams of fentanyl, 1,322 pills, and these are fakes oxycodone. They're actually fentanyl pills. Methamphetamine, 3 grams, oxycodone, 13 pills, illegal cigarettes, 123 cartons of cigarettes that, again, the Ministry of Finance is overseeing that part of it. They also seized just in excess of $131,000 that you can see in front of you, contained within the buckets, as well as the cash money on the table. There was 10 specific search warrants executed, and out of that, 119 criminal code charges are laid. As you will see from your handouts, you will see a great deal of those are trafficking charges, and that is directly related to them selling it, not just people on the street having it. So these were targeted for the guys that are selling it out of the houses, and these charges are very specific to the high end of the drug trade going on in the city. Out of the last set of media discussions, they always ask in regards to the City of Thunder Bay and its impact. What isn't spoken about is when the officers are successful in these type of investigations is how much they save the city as well. You have to remember that they're reducing overdoses. They're potentially reducing deaths. They are reducing the hospital care. They're reducing other social costs. For example, some of the safety costs. For example, the district health unit gives out free needles, those type of things. If we can reduce the usage of drugs, all those costs go down too, and that's all on the taxpayer. The social economical costs within the city are great. Again, it targets vulnerable persons. These are the people that just don't have the luxury of finances. So they give up their money of food, of safe lodging, because they're using the drugs, because these things are so addictive, highly addictive, sorry. The enforcement is also, so the costs that go into this affect police budgets greatly. They affect the court budgets, which is the provincial government overseeing that. It affects how many cases are before the courts, which can start to bottleneck, and then matters that they cause for Jordan applications come in, which they're saying that court cases take too long. So in this case alone, we have 119 charges in the courts just out of this project alone. as well as the impact is we fill up our district jail. And unfortunately, they are over capacity because of the people that we arrest and have to stay in custody. And so therefore, they're strained at their employment level. They're strained at the size of, or the overcrowding within the district jail as well. So these are all side effects of just this drug activity.
You mentioned also just about some gangs might use vulnerable people. Can you give us an example of what that means and sort of like a scenario?
It would be, I'm going to refer to maybe a younger female who has an addiction problem, maybe has lost their kids, and is from a northern community. They have no family support here. They have no support at all. Somebody with lots of money comes into town, starts flashing some money around, buys some nice clothing, a couple items, maybe supplies a little bit of the drugs, and then from there it's, okay, we want us to use your place, and here's some more drugs, here's some more money. And they can take advantage that way. And then there can be threats and intimidation, which usually go along with that. And now they're scared. They're scared to go to the police. And that's where, again, it's important. If they don't want to come forward, then a family member come forward and tell us what's going on, and we'll try to deal with it some way. So,
can you just talk about the pride you have in your team and accumulating all this?
Absolutely, and that's why I can't speak enough about the officers that from day to day that do this stuff and that it falls behind the scenes. We put out a media release once a week that we've done and executed a warrant, and 3 people are arrested, 6 people are arrested. Well, this is an accumulation of just one project. So when you see it in an accumulative point like this, it's a lot more impactful than if we were to say, from time to time. So in this particular one, as I said, is a result of 10 warrants, not one. So the product or the outcome, of course, is much greater. So, and you have $132,000 sitting here. That's significant income to the people of this community. So the guys work hard. Their hours are whenever they get phone calls, they're up and they're at it. And the Joint Forces, which is all agencies, we can't be happier of the relationships that we have and in the work that's being done with that group.